How to use Teach a Student to Spell Level 3. Teach a Student to Spell is the follow-up workbook series to the Teach a Student to Read reading program, which strives to teach students accurate and complete information about the English spelling system. Level 3 consists of 36 spelling lists of 12 words each based on the most common words in English. The first goal of Level 3 is to teach more spellings of the most common English words and common English bases. The second goal of Level 3 is to teach more English suffixes and spelling rules. Level 3 also introduces prefixes and connecting vowels, as well as word sums that contain 3 or more morphemes. At the beginning of the workbook is an explanation of IPA notation. IPA is the International Phonetic Association alphabet. IPA is a standardized representation of speech sounds in written form. The workbook includes a guide to IPA for those unfamiliar with the notation. For example, the letter that looks like a backwards 3 represents the vowel in jet, wet, and leg. Many dictionaries use IPA to show pronunciation, so learning IPA notation is another beneficial skill that comes from using the Teach a Student to Spell program. Each list begins with a statement of what is taught by the words in the list, followed by the word list. For example, List 1 focuses on A spelling a noun plus the y suffix forming an adjective, and an adjective plus the er or est suffix forming a comparative or superlative adjective. While using Teach a Student to Spell Level 3 with my students, I begin by reading the information at the beginning of each list aloud. For example, for List 2, I say to my student, "This list has words in which the grapheme E can spell eh." I then have the student read the words. We talk about how an E in each of these words spells eh. We read any extra information about the spelling of a word together. For example, for the word echo, the digraph CH can spell k, usually in words of Greek origin. The O spells O. The student then writes each word 3 times. Each list contains 5 activities. The student can complete one activity each of the 5 days of the week. The activities are not all about rote memorization. Activity 2 is about using the word in context. Activities 3 and 4 use word sums to expand morphological word families through suffixes. Every word is made up of at least one morpheme. A word sum shows how a word is built. For example, spell plus ing is spelling. The ing suffix attaches to the base spell to form the present participle spelling. In addition to teaching common English suffixes, Level 3 includes important spelling rules. For example, the ly suffix starts with a consonant, so letters are not replaced or doubled in the base. Only suffixes that start with a vowel cause doubling or replace a replaceable e. Students also find the morphemes in complex words by writing word sums and learn to work with word sums that contain more than 2 morphemes. Understanding that words consist of morphemes is essential to understanding the English spelling system. The final activity of each lesson is a test. I read each word aloud to my student, and my student writes the words down, drawing on their knowledge of the English spelling system. If my student misspells any of the words, they can review the missed words by practicing the spelling again. The primary function of English spelling is to represent meaning. Spelling is not just sounds written down. The spelling of a word reflects its meaning, parts, history, relatives, and finally sounds. Teach a Student to Spell Level 3 is the third follow-up workbook to the Teach a Student to Read reading program, which strives to teach students accurate and complete information about the English spelling system. Instead of only learning spelling through rote memorization, students will learn the reasons for the spellings of words, thus learning how the English writing system works.